I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to what was left over I put towards my dreaming. But the only thing in life that has meaning are the things you gotta work for, believe me. Take into your hands a plan, your own hands can land your own brand. And damn, I feel like no one takes accountability. They want the credibility, convincingly unwilling to put in the hours it takes to get some power. Don't be fucking sour, take a cold shower, scream until you're louder, work until you're prouder. And all the doubters, they're just downers. I swear to God they all let me down. I
can tell you that 7 years after Freddie Gray, that was 2015, spring, April, May, this is 2022. Communities like Santa, and all we saw then and now in terms of investment was a renovated Western District Police Station and a new funeral home. That's what West Baltimore got. A new police station and a new funeral home. What kind of optics are they? Was Freddie Gray any different than 1968 Baltimore riots? Dr. King's passing, killing, murder? Is it the same?
No, I mean, I think, well, first of all, people who are being violent and burning, that's, all that's the same. But the point is what was the cause and what were they attempting to remedy?
I always watch just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns.
I love you.
They deserve it now. It's it's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown. I swear to God they don't let me down. I always watch just to wear the crown.
Good morning. First name's Donnie, last name's Glover, entered the winner for the long haul baby. Okay, so we have a special guest today. As always, we always have a special guest. But did you guys see the memo yesterday? First of all, I want to talk about Escherichia coli. Escherichia coli, abbreviated as E. coli. Bacteria found in the environment, foods, and intestines of people and animals. What happens when you get it? Diarrhea, vomiting, dehydration. Typical day in West Baltimore. According to the CDC, some strains of E. coli cause stomach cramps and bloody stools. A fever is sometimes reported. Severe cases can potentially be fatal. Now, let me just say, yesterday, I'm in the store, historic West Baltimore, and a guy is writing, yes, ma'am. Yes, I don't know what that is, though. Okay, can you reply to that email and put that email address in there? Oh, okay. So just text me your work email. I mean the home email. Yes. So I apologize. In the dollar store, it was a small panic. Pennsylvania Avenue, yesterday. 3 people. First was 2. A guy and a girl. Then it was two guys. Guy came in. And the first response, because I'm, really not paying attention to it. I see the news, I don't see the news. They bought up all the water. 3 people bought up all of the water. And I was just thinking to myself, are you really going to drink all that? Suppose the bottled water you bought got E. coli in it. And now that your family is safe, what about everybody else? If we get sick, and although you bought all of the water and you good, can you get sick? All kinds of questions were going through my mind because these 3 people bought up all the water. Now the senator, Senator Hayes, sent me a memo this morning to tell you to boil your water. But here's my question. If we've been drinking this water and y'all just telling us we're going to die, we've been drinking it. And you catch a random at the police station and the fire department. And then you're going to tell me after you figured it out, which was on a humble, which makes me wonder how long have we been drinking this damn water? How long have you known? What did you know and when did you know it? And when did you communicate it to us? Are you liable? Should you have told us a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Why are you just telling us now? I don't trust none of y'all to tell me the truth. I trust me to find out, to go find out and verify. No, I'm not trusting too many people. Y'all say I'm real suspect. And it's not suspect that you didn't know about the E. coli. What suspect is your handling of it. What did you know? When did you know it? And when did you communicate it to us, the very good people of West Baltimore? Would it have made a difference if we were rich? Would it have made a difference if we were Latino, white, Asian, Republican, Democrat? Would it have made a difference? So I got a lot of questions, and I'm going to be talking to my esteemed attorney to find out about my legal rights, because I don't trust none of them. I don't know about you, but I don't trust none of them. Oh. Okay. So let's get on to the get down. So if you're in West Baltimore, let me just hear some of your thoughts. I've been distracted. Pernitha, exactly. So wrong, selfish. Absolutely. I don't trust them either. They all lying. How long did you know this stuff? Oh, by the way, you have E. coli around the corner from you. It happened at the fire station and the police station. No need to worry. Because certainly if the firefighters and the police have been drinking E. coli and they're still standing, well, they're only in your community, 1/3 of the day. You people who live there 3/3 of the day, 24 hours a day, you have nothing to worry about. Right? Huh? How long did you know? When did you find out? You tell me about the police station and the fire department. What about the schools? So our baby's just in there going straight E. coli, taking E. coli to the head. And they've been doing it. For how long? And how did you find out? A random test? Y'all ain't that good. Y'all ain't working that hard as just to be doing random tests. Let's roll the dice. Woo, snake eyes. E. coli, Northeast Baltimore. Come on, baby. Daddy need a new pair of shoes. Salmonella poisoning in Cherry Hill.
You know, when did they just come up with this stuff? Because y'all ain't that good. We know you're not working that hard. I'm not saying all y'all for the city are not working, because shout out to all of the DPW workers and the sanitation people who have risked their lives to serve us well through this pandemic. Make sure you tip your trash man. That's right, I said tip your trash man. We're not talking about those people. We're talking about these people in these cushy jobs. Somebody's covering their butt. That's what I'm here to tell you. Somebody is covering their butt, and it ain't gonna be pretty. I just don't get a good feeling about this. Nobody better not get sick, because I'm gonna be leading the case on a lawsuit. Ain't gonna be no money left when I get finished. They're gonna rename it Donnie's Baltimore City. Nah, that's a little vain, ain't it? Well, they were vain when they named it Calvert County, slave owners, Charles County. All right, so we're not trusting nothing that comes out of City Hall as it relates to E. coli. I wonder, is there insurance about this? So without further ado, I'm gonna go to my guest. My guest is all in here. Gail, you gonna cut your camera on, or you still new to this? This has been ongoing for months at minimum. Then you gonna just spring it on us. See, that's the part. That's why I would be a part of a lawsuit, because I don't even trust the way this was given out. The whole way it went down is just real funky. Let me see if I can get some insurance for this. You got E. coli insurance?
No, we do not.
Is this such a thing? Good morning, Gail. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Good
I
morning.
wake up to the news that we got E. coli.
Oh, Lord.
Just out the clear blue.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
It don't sound good.
Not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Hi, Gail.
Hi. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Well, thanks for being here. Our state farm agent. Have you ever dealt with E. coli before?
Never had the pleasure or the displeasure.
Thank God. That doesn't even sound West Baltimore-ish, E. coli. Okay, so what kind of insurance do we need these days? Tell us about why we need insurance.
Well, we need all kinds of insurance. Obviously, you need to protect your home, your cars, your apartments, or whatever you have. But one of the things that I'm most passionate about is making sure that families in our communities are protecting their lives, and that they have life insurance and disability insurance, the things that could catastrophically affect their families in the event that the breadwinner or whoever is responsible for the family, is no longer able to provide that income. So that's one of the things that I'm most passionate about as an insurance agent, that people make sure that they bring in the life insurance piece and the disability piece into their families.
Disability. Gail, my daddy was a funeral director.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen some funerals. I've seen some things go south in the family.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when the money is funny. And
Absolutely.
we've all seen celebrities, Black celebrities. We see them on TV every week.
Mm-hmm.
Come to find out they ain't got no damn money to get buried in.
Yeah, you do see that a lot. I mean, you hear about that a lot with not just celebrities, but even some of, your community members, people that that have, large homes and expensive cars and things like that. And then their families don't have enough life insurance to sustain the family once that person is gone. So it is a difficult situation to find yourself in. You see people setting up GoFundMe accounts and things like that. So it is a part of our community that, plagues us. And we need to educate our communities more about, especially the life insurance piece, because that is a vital part of any type of financial planning. in the household. And for some reason, people tend to let that be the first thing to go when things get tight. And a lot of people say, well, I can't afford it. Well, then you can't afford not to have it. So, it's a delicate balance, a delicate dance. We just need to continue to educate our communities and help people to understand the value of it and why it's so important, so that we can continue to leave our children a legacy and not a legacy of debt.
So if I got a Benz out front, but I only got $3,000 in life insurance, then I'm not a very good pick for a potential suitor.
That's probably going to be a problem for you, for your family. Not for me. It's going to be a problem for your family if you only have $3,000. And a lot of people will say, well, how much life insurance do I need? What is the amount? And that's why it's important for you to sit down with your insurance agent, because you need to understand what your number is. Everybody's number is different. Depending.
Kind of like sleep number. I got to have a insurance number.
There you go. You need to know what your number is and what you need to protect, what you need to leave. It's important to have those insurance reviews with your agent so that you truly understand what the number is for your family and how much they will need to go on when you're.
Yeah, as the son of a funeral director, we don't want to have that conversation. We don't want to talk to mama about what she gonna do with the shoebox in the closet that everybody knows she keep her stash in.
Right. Well,
but then when it go down, you find out that your older sibling done already cut a deal with mama. And then when the funeral go down, you start seeing stuff happening. Somebody out there know what I'm talking. Y'all know people get a little, you always got that one sibling that be stealing. Y'all look to your neighbor, say neighbor, old neighbor. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's important to have those conversations beforehand, right? So to have that conversation after the fact won't help anybody. It's important that everybody's on the same page and that you have those conversations and have things in writing on the front end. Who's going to be the beneficiary? That's an important part of it. You can name multiple beneficiaries so that people have to work together. So it doesn't have to be just one person. So those are conversations that you need to have with the breadwinner or whoever the person is that's being insured, so that you can, not have those challenging, contentious things happening within the family after the fact.
So does the lawyer get involved with this too?
Well, there can be lawyers involved, especially if there's an estate involved, and so if the life insurance is being left to the estate, but if the life insurance is being left to a beneficiary, then the beneficiary is really going to be the decision maker. But when you get into, larger estates, people tend to have attorneys that help to facilitate the estate.
Because all I know is like a month before mama died, our brother Jeffro pissed off mama and she changed her beneficiary at the last minute.
Well, and that's what people are within their rights to change their beneficiary at any point. So
he should have took her Pepsi. Yeah, I told you go get my Pepsi, and she took him off as a beneficiary. Now he's sitting up at the funeral, boo-hooing with snot bubbles and broke.
Well, the person has the right to change. The owner of the insurance has the right to change their beneficiary at any. And sometimes, Donnie, the owner is not necessarily the person who insured.
Somebody took out a policy on mama that we didn't know about.
But mama would have to know about it because she would have had to have signed it. You see what I'm saying?
Suppose mama was falling into dementia and this one sibling was the only one who knew.
Well, then you would have to, that's something you would have to dispute with the courts and prove that the person signed it under duress or something else. But that's not an easy thing to prove, I'm sure. I've never had that case. I've never had that happen. But I'm sure those types of things do happen. So you do have to, that would be something for the courts to decide if there's a situation where you felt like somebody signed something under duress.
Gail, I'm concerned about our young people.
Mm-hmm.
We were raised in a different era.
Mm-hmm.
We were raised in a generation, for example, you couldn't go outside on Saturday until you did your chores.
Mm-hmm.
We grew up in a generation that if you wanted to go shovel snow and make some money, the first steps you better hit are your own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But this is a new world today. This is a
Mm-hmm.
millennial world. And it seems like A is not A anymore. A is Z and Z is A, and up is down and down is up. So does insurance change like these values and mores that we're dealing? I mean, it's a different world today, Gail.
Yeah, I mean, insurance is what it is. It doesn't change some of the the ways that they're marketed, and some of the products may change from time to time, but insurance in itself, remains the same. So I think one of the things that we need to do is just to educate ourselves. Like, it's important for you to understand more than I have full coverage, you know what I mean? Or I have life insurance. You need to understand the intricate workings of those policies and understand exactly what you're going to get and exactly what it's going to do for you. And that goes back to what I said about the importance of sitting down with your insurance agent, because your insurance agent's job is to make sure that they educate you and help you to understand exactly what you have, exactly what it's going to do when the time comes. And if you don't understand that, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Your car insurance, your home insurance, your renters, whatever it is, your business insurance, you need to understand how it works and what it's going to do for you. Because to find out after the fact is not the time to find out.
Here's a question I've always wanted to ask. When I see these celebrities coming on television endorsing these various insurance products, they always seem to end up talking about whole term life insurance.
Mm-hmm.
You can cash it in. You can borrow from your policy. What's that all about? And why should we be going with Gail Moody State Farm Insurance?
Well, what they're talking about, well, there's a difference. There's whole life and there's term insurance. So one is more expensive. Whole life is more expensive, but obviously it will take you to the end of your life. It's not going to expire. Whereas a term policy is a lot less expensive, but it is for what it says. It's for a term. So whether that term is 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, it ends at the end of that term. There's also a product now for life insurance called Return of Premium, which is also a term insurance policy, but it gives you your money back at the end of the term. Now, obviously, that one costs a little more, but still less than a whole life policy. But every dime that you put in, you get back at the end of whatever that term is. So a lot of people are opting for that type of policy.
So indulge me for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You're betting I die.
Mm-hmm.
I'm betting I don't die.
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't die, with this third product you mentioned, I can get money back.
Right. With the return of premium policy at the end of the term, if you live, then you get your money back at the end.
If I live.
Right. So think of it this way. I'll just throw a number out. Say you end up, over the life of the policy, you end up putting $10,000 into the policy in premium. At the end of that 10 years or whatever it is, you would get that money back to
Well,
you.
how they make money? Because they've been holding your money all that time.
Like any other investment. That they make money like any other investment, or they make money by investing the money that you put into it. So it's a lot. I mean, it's a matter of personal preference. It's a matter of what the customer wants and needs and what serves their purposes. Because when people ask me, well, what's better for me, whole life or term? it really depends on the customer, the budget, the need. Say your need is temporary. Maybe you just want to have something to cover your mortgage for as long as you have your mortgage. Then a term policy could be suitable for that. I tend to tell people that they need a combination of both, because you always want to have, I think, some permanent insurance in your portfolio. But for the larger needs that are temporary, I think a term policy suffices for that. So, it depends on, like I said, each individual. And I can't stress enough how important it is to be able to sit down with your insurance agent and hammer that out, so that you have a better understanding of what you actually need and desire for your family.
Gail, on this show, we talk to a lot of business people,
Mm-hmm.
and we've come up with this term that we have in many conversations about bail.
Mm-hmm.
That every business owner has to have a banker, an accountant, an insurance person, and a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we need the insurance person as a part of our business bail?
Well, I'll tell you why you need me. How's that? I think it's important because, like I said, you have to be able to, and I'm sorry, my dog's barking in the background, but you have to.
I'm just glad that was a dog. No, I was just being sure. I sound like a very loud, predatory bird. Okay, no. Okay.
No, you have to be able to understand, again, like what you have. And the important part is, things change in your life so often, and your needs change, and it's important to have that person there to meet with you, to go over those changes, to review those changes, to make sure that your insurance portfolio keeps up with those changes. And that's where I come in, when I'm meeting with you on a regular basis, at least on an annual basis, to say, what's going on with your family? Oh, somebody got married. Oh, somebody graduated. Oh, we had a death in the family. So those are the things that are important, and your insurance portfolio should reflect those changes. Oh, we bought a bigger house, so now we need more coverage. Oh, we got rid of one of our cars. Or now my child is driving, so now I have a youthful driver in my household. So now I need more liability to protect my family in the event that something happens with my child. So those are all things that you need to sit down with your agent on a regular to review, to make sure that you have the proper and adequate coverage. And that's where I come in. That's what I do for my clients.
Okay, Gail, we can get a tad urban on this show. We tend to come straight raw from North Avenue. Gail, who's the worst driver out here on these streets?
I'm not sure I understand the question. You're saying who's the biggest risk? I mean, everybody can be a risk. I mean, there are people say, well, I shouldn't pay because I've never had an accident. Well, there are a million people who've never had an accident. You know what I'm saying? So anybody can be at risk. Anybody can be a risky driver. That one time that you look away to grab your cup of coffee while you're sitting there, that makes you a risky.
You ain't playing fair, Gail. These young women out here, about 20 to 25, I'm getting the hell out the street, especially if they're in a SUV, hitting the corner, doing 100. It's like, oh, is that a young lady?
I'm not going to let you put that bad bone out on these young ladies. Anybody can be a risky driver, and some young ladies have been some of the best drivers I've ever had, and never
My
had.
sister was one of them. She at Windsor Mill Road doing every bit of 90.
No.
Trying to drop me off back in the city. Couldn't wait to drop me off. Boom, boom, boom.
There's no category of women or men that is, worse than the other. We all can be a horrible risk, or we all can be the best drivers in the world. So it just all depends.
You know what? You sound like a politician.
Well, thank you. I may have to run for office one day.
Well, at least you know how to run a business. What would be the advantage?
What would be the advantage to what? I'm sorry.
To having a mayor who was insurance minded.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm not sure I understand the question, but if I understand you to say what would be the advantage of having someone in office who is
astute.
I think when you go into office, a lot of people go into the office with the idea to help. to do their best to help the communities. And I think that's the number one requirement. Doesn't matter if you own the business. It doesn't matter if you have a background in it. I think if your entire goal is to help people and to better your communities, then I think you've got half the battle won going into office. And
Well, let me share this with you. Frank M. Conaway, he is long gone, but that man's descendants are still winning the elections with that Conaway last name, and he was an insurance man.
Okay. Well, that's
he was unique. If he tell you, if he say, Donnie Glover, I want you to do some advertising for me, and your check will be there tomorrow. If he tells you today is Tuesday, if he says your check will be in the mail tomorrow at your house, your check was coming in the mail to your house. I don't know how he did it.
Okay. Well, if you're asking me if I believe that insurance people are special and are part of what makes this world great, I agree with that 100%.
He was not to be messed with. I mean, he was so much more than just insurance. He just had a very good understanding of people.
Oh, absolutely.
Our habits, our customs. I mean, my dad is a funeral director. We saw it all.
Right.
I mean, even to this day, I've seen a lot. I'm sorry.
I can tell you with and I know it's going to sound like I'm being biased, but I will tell you most of the State Farm agents or all the State Farm agents that I know have that same work ethic. They have that same way about how they deal with the community. So, I mean, obviously, I'd love people to give me a call. I'm located in Towson, Maryland, but if you go with any State Farm agent, or if you have a current State Farm agent.
No, we're not supporting them. We're supporting you, Gail. You can take that right on off there.
But you can't go wrong with the State Farm agent. They're all great. They're all good.
No, we're supporting Gail Moody. So look, you're in Towson, but you are very familiar with Baltimore City, correct?
I am. I was born and raised in Baltimore.
Okay.
Yes.
You went to high school in Baltimore?
I did. I went to Northern High School.
Oh, I thought you was going to say that. Huh?
Love my Vikings, yes.
Northern. Okay, that was green and white. Were those your colors?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. No,
Northern was kind of neutral, you know.
No better team than the Vikings.
I hear you. Okay.
And my Morgan Bears.
Now you're getting points. Involved in the community. How important is that for not just Gail Moody State Farm, but any business?
Well, I think it's important, not just a business owner, but I think it's important to engage in your communities, period. You know, to be involved with your local chambers and, some of the local community organizations that do great work and need help. There's so many shelters and food kitchens and things like that that are always looking for volunteers and are always looking for help. So I think it's extremely important to keep your feet to the ground and be engaged with helping and doing and giving back, because what they say, to whom much is given, much is required. And
that's that old school stuff. That's old school.
I believe that, and I believe that we all should be giving back in our communities and working in our communities. So I agree with you on that is very, very important, not just for a business owner, but for all of us to give back.
So Gail, how long have you been doing this?
I've been with State Farm for 30 years.
Have we ever given you a Black Wall Street award?
No.
Oh, well, Gail, we got to correct that. It's being worked out, but December the 1st, we're going to have the 20th anniversary thingaroo for Be More News, and we're going to recognize you for, you say you've been in the business for 2 years?
I've been in my location now for a little over 2 years. I had another location on Bel Air Road previously for about 8 years, but I've been with the company in different capacities, management and otherwise, for about 30 some years.
Okay, we got to give you a Black Wall Street award because that's phenomenal. What we didn't get to, because I can't brag on you unless you tell the whole story. They say you have the Holy Spirit when you help empower others.
Mm-hmm.
So you just been over there getting rich out by yourself, or you've been teaching other people how to fish?
Well, I'm not rich, unfortunately, but yeah, I've mentored and developed some other agents around Baltimore. I've been a manager. I've been a trainer. I was in charge of, for a while, grooming agents up and down the East Coast. So I have a few agents throughout Baltimore who, worked or came through under my tutelage or leadership. So yeah, I'm proud of that. They're doing well, and I'm excited for them. And John Bug in particular is an agent that came through my office and worked under me, and he's doing very well. Very proud of the work he's doing over there in East Baltimore and throughout the Baltimore area. So a lot of great agents out there that are doing some great work, and I'm very proud of having been a part of that.
How does one know if insurance? How did you know it was for you?
Well, most of my career has been in insurance. I came as a claim rep, so I kind of went through the ranks. I was a claims adjuster. I was a trainer. I was a development coach. So I've done a lot of different jobs throughout the company. So it's always kind of been in my blood. And then, bringing other people in. The way that people kind of have gotten their feet wet is to go and work for agents to see if that's the type of work they would enjoy. For example, if I hired somebody, I got people that work for me now that aspire. See, my goal, and I had this conversation with my team the other day, my goal is not to just get people in my office and have them stay there forever. My goal is to help develop people, to help them be able to move on and make a decision about what they'd like to do. I'd like to see the young ladies that work for me open their own branches one day. And I just had that conversation with them the other day, and even though they're fairly new, they were very excited about that idea. So that's what the goal is.
They didn't know who they were dealing with.
That's right. Well, they know now, and they're very excited about the idea of potentially looking at becoming a State Farm agent one day.
Is that how it was presented to you? Somebody, they were watching you to see, okay, well, she's sticking with it a while. Okay, this Monday morning we're gonna pop the entrepreneurial question on her, the E question.
No, well, kind of, because somebody said to me one day, I was still working in claims, I think I was in claims, and somebody said to me one day, you like to talk, and you're always trying to persuade everybody to your side. So you should think about becoming an agent, because you're very convincing, you're very persuasive. But what I love about being an agent is that it's not about, like typical sales, you're trying to persuade people, but with us, we're trying to educate and help people to understand the products and what they need, because insurance is not something people don't need. We're not selling widgets. So it's just about educating our communities and educating people and helping them to engage in the conversation. It's not about me trying to sell Donnie something. It's about me empowering Donnie to understand what products could fit his needs. So that's the difference between selling something and educating customers. And that's what we do. We educate our customers.
We can't get wealthy as a people if we don't understand insurance.
Absolutely. We have to understand the purpose of insurance is to protect you from those things that could financially destroy your family. And so if you don't understand that piece, and that you're trying to carry state minimums and things like that on your cars, it's important that you understand what could happen to my family if I'm walking around with minimal coverage? What could happen? How devastating could that be if I'm just carrying bare minimum? What does that mean to your family? What it means is that you're self-insuring for everything above that. So if I'm carrying the bare minimum, everything above that, I decided that I'm going to self-insure for, and I'm going to handle it on my own. And for most of us, that's not a good place to be.
Oh my. Give me one crazy scenario that you saved somebody from and their whole family from going into financial ruin.
Well, can't think of any one situation, but I think that it's important to, in any situation, to me, whenever you get a family who doesn't have life insurance to purchase life insurance, that's life-saving to me. And the reason that's so important to me is because I lost my mother. I was raised by a single mother, and she had insurance. So as a result of that, when she passed away when I was very young, I was still able to do some of the things that she wanted us to do. You know, still able to go to college, still able to do some of those things that I otherwise may not have been able to do. And I think those are the types of things people need to think about when they're deciding, well, do I need life insurance? Yeah, you absolutely do, because you want the best for your children. You want the best for your spouse, and if something happened to you where you weren't able to come home tomorrow, then you want your family to go on. You don't want them to have to, you know, take on 10 jobs or give up the home that they've been accustomed to living in, or all those things. You just want to be able to make it as easy for them as possible. And so I try to tell people, your family's already going to be grieving if something happens to you. They're already going to be devastated. Why add the financial worries on top of that?
I don't know these days, Gail. People be silently celebrating. I'm glad that mother gone.
Well, I hope that's not the case. I hope that's not the case. I hope that.
Damn, I thought they would never leave.
Well, that might not be the person.
I forgot to get my $20 back. Damn.
But yeah, so overall, I just think it's important to protect yourselves, to protect your family, and to make sure that you're doing the things to educate yourself and make sure that you understand what you have and what you need, and if what you have will satisfy the need that you have in all your lines of insurance, not just life insurance, not just car insurance, but across the board, to make sure you're protected.
Can you help set up a trust?
I don't set up trust, but there are lots of great attorneys out there that can help you set up a trust.
So over the years, you have seen some good attorneys.
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of great attorneys out there, a lot of great attorneys in our communities. You just have to, I would, reach out to some folks, because I'm sure there are a lot of referrals. I won't name it. I know some great ones, but I'm not going to get into naming attorneys because I know a lot of great ones. So,
So you know some rotten ones too?
Actually don't. I don't know any bad ones, because it's not been my experience.
That was a good answer. We might have to run you for office. You dodged that bullet.
That has not been my experience. So let me just say that.
Who do we trust the most? I mean, because banker, accountant, insurance, lawyer, I guess you have to be forthright and honest with all four of those: the banker, the attorney, the insurance person. Did I say it right? Banker, accountant, lawyer, insurance. You have to be forthright with all four of those people.
Right. Well, I think you're right. Anybody that you're dealing with, that's why it's important to do your homework. Anybody that you're dealing with should be somebody you trust, and somebody that's trustworthy, somebody who has proven that they can earn your trust. So do your homework, do your research, find the person that will work for you, because everybody's not for everybody. So just do the research. It's like a job interview. When you're looking to hire somebody, interview them, spend time with them, getting to know them, and understanding what they can do for you before you just jump into choosing a business person to work with. Do your homework, do your interview, do your research, and let them earn your business.
Okay, I wanted to go over some of the various products. We talked about so in the how many different forms of insurance do you offer? Can we go through those?
Well, we offer pretty much all of them. One of the ones we are not involved in right now is long-term care. We're kind of out of that business. And major medical in Maryland, we're not offering that. But as far as automobile insurance, home insurance, renters insurance, business insurance, life insurance, disability insurance, those are all things that we offer and that we can help clients with. So happy to help anybody who gives my office a call.
Has the pandemic changed anything?
The pandemic slowed us down a little bit, but you know what it did, like most businesses, it taught us how to be able to work virtually. It taught us how to meet with our customers face to face through virtual means. It taught us how to market differently. And so we were at a time where we thought we had to have everybody sitting in front of us in a chair, whereas we've learned to do that very same thing virtually, and it's worked out well. So it's just taught us how to do things differently, but the needs haven't changed. The needs have stayed the same. I think it has helped some people understand the real importance of having disability and life insurance in place, because COVID, saw people just, ill and passing away and things like that in their families. So it helped people to understand the value more. But overall, I think it's just taught us how to interact with our customers differently and be able to meet the customers the way they want to be met with. And that's been a great thing.
Has it taught the customers anything?
Like I said, I think the pandemic has taught customers the importance of understanding that anything can happen. Life changes in a moment. We can all get sick. We can all pass away. And I think more people are starting to understand that concept.
I'm actually going somewhere with this. It made you go virtual. You had to do more virtual things. I had to do virtual. That's why this show ended up coming about, and 15 or 16 other shows. Mm-hmm. We can get your show on this network, by the way. Just like this, you have the Gail Moody Insurance Show.
Okay.
So, but no, grandma used to just paying her check, putting it in the mail and sending it to your office, mm-hmm. and she was covered. Now you making grandma use the Zoom, and her granddaughter got to set it up for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we surprisingly, people always think, our seniors are less savvy, but a lot of them are very technologically savvy. They know how
they've been playing numbers with their Social Security check. They've been doing that online gambling. Grandma ain't slow. She only playing like that when you ask her for money.
I don't know about that, but I know a lot of our seniors are very technologically savvy. A lot of our seniors are able to make their payments online. They're able to bank online. They're able to go online and look at their insurance policy. So a lot of our seniors, giving them much credit, are very savvy and very knowledgeable. So I don't sleep on what our seniors know. Now, we've got some young folks that may not be as technological. I've got friends that are not technological at all. And they're like, what do I push? How do I get it? So, yeah, I think it goes both ways. You don't have to be a senior, because a lot of our seniors know just what they're doing.
I remember Mr. Ray Haysbert. He taught me a thing or two. This is back during the days of Blackberries.
Mm-hmm. I remember the Blackberry.
But Mr. Haysbert showed me how to you could zap your phone number over to another device. Mr. Haysbert showed me that, and he was well into his 70s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, a lot of our seniors could teach you a thing or two about how to utilize technology. So, and they offer, lots of classes in a lot of the senior centers. So that's why a lot of them are so on top of it. So I commend our seniors for, making the switch and making the change and doing a great job with being able to interact virtually and by other means with their business partners.
Okay, so for the record, would you recommend, because this is blackusa.news, more Black women in particular, because you're a Black woman, would you like to see more Black women in the insurance business owning their own franchise?
Well, I'm a girl power kind of girl. I like to see more women, period, entering into
I think you running for office. I see it. I see it.
It's about just having more women entering into this space, and State Farm has done an amazing job of inviting more women to the table. So that's exciting.
Better than other companies?
I don't know, because I don't work for any other company. So
good answer. You are.
That has not been my experience. I don't know, but I know that State Farm has done an amazing job of inviting us to the table and inviting more women to the table. So I commend them for that. They've always done a good job by me. I've been given opportunities that I don't know that I ever would have had, and State Farm has just done amazing for me and for my family. And I can't say enough great things about State Farm, because they've been wonderful to me and to my family. So I've had a wonderful life, and a lot of it's because of the opportunities that I've had within this company. So I thank them for that.
What will be your legacy
At State Farm, you mean?
in life?
Well, I think my legacy will be that I have tried to help others come to the table. I've tried to help bring others into the fold where they could create a life for themselves. I try to encourage a lot of the young people to, like you mentioned earlier, to fish for themselves, to think about entrepreneurship, to think about how can I be better? How can I educate myself? And it's not always just about college. There's so much education out here in other means, but I think it's important that we continue to encourage the next generation to be better and to do better and to want more than we wanted, and to stay engaged in what's happening in politics and all those things. And I don't want to get into a whole political thing, but I think it's important that, and I try to teach my children this, to just stay aware and stay engaged and continue to be kind and be better. And that's what my goal has always been, to be kind and be better. And if you can be 1% better the next day than you were the day before, then you're on the right track.
The gospel according to Gail Moody.
There you go. There you go.
How can people get in touch with you, Gail? And you have been such an inspiration.
Well, thank you. My office number, I'm located on Allegheny Avenue, on the corner of Allegheny and Bosley, right across from the courthouse. And my office phone number is 410-321-6282. Again, that's 410-321-6282. My team anxiously awaits your call, or if you want to just stop by the office, we look forward to having your face come into place and share a cup of coffee with us. But we'd love to see you. So even if you just want to get some insight into something you already have, just feel free to give us a call. We'd love to chat with you. So thank you so much for having me on.
Well, I'm not done yet. One trivia question that people don't know about insurance. Something we think we know, and if we said it to you, you'd be like, no, common mistake. Come on, buddy. Let me help you out.
One of the things, and I kind of touched on this earlier, I would say, is that people tend to think state minimums on their car insurance is adequate. And it's just, for most people, it's just not. So say you get involved in an accident and you only have state minimum coverages, and you hit a Mercedes, or there are multiple people involved in the accident.
That means your ass gonna be catching a bus for a long
Right.
time.
Like, what happens with the difference? The people are going to come after you for the difference. It doesn't matter whether you have the coverage. They are still going to want that. And so then you start getting into people garnishing your wages and things like that. It's just
Oh
important
my.
to understand what you have and that you have the adequate coverage. So I think that's one of the biggest myths, just saying I have full coverage without understanding what that means with regard to the actual numbers.
Now ask me my suggestion.
Yes.
Ask me my
What's
insurance
your
tip.
suggestion?
Are you ready? I don't know if y'all ready for this.
I am.
You remember when you were younger and you were in the back of your friend's car and somebody ran in the back of y'all,
Mm-hmm.
and all y'all fell out the car grabbing your neck and shit, right?
Yeah.
And the first thing you did was call the lawyer.
Right.
Everybody want a suitcase.
Okay.
I'm here to tell you, you might want to slow down. You might want to slow down, because what go round, come around.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
like you fell out the car, grabbing your neck, your back, call an ambulance, knowing damn well you ain't nothing happened to you. And you sued them people. Well, go round, come around. So you better put some sugar on it.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's the world according to Donnie Glover, ladies and
That's
gentlemen.
right. Put some sugar on it, because you might have to eat your own medicine.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
Yeah, we're proud of you. I am proud that you've been in business. How long you say now?
I've been in the insurance business for 30 years.
And you're an entrepreneur. Kudos to you, because I have a daughter. I want her to be, everybody needs insurance. So there's a number. And I think you did very well on this first interview. We got to bring you back.
Thank
I
you.
can tell you, other insurance agents are watching. They may not have the tenacity that you have and the courage just to come on the show, but you've touched a lot of people, and however we can be of service, we certainly will. We're proud of you, and save that thought. We will be sending you an invite for the 20th anniversary. We need to recognize your work, Gail B. Moody.
Thank you. I appreciate you for having me on. Thank you to your wonderful audience, and I look forward to talking to you guys again soon. Thanks again.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good morning, world. Stay tuned for Mr. William Hahn Blue. Do like and share this show. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. I want you to support our efforts. Yes, first of all, mark down December the 1st. These are my two books. I want you to make sure you check them out. Unapologetically Black. That's the 2021. No, this is the 2015 book. This is the 2021 book. They're both available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Do check out the other shows on this network. If you would like a show, then email us, editor@blackusa.news. We cover business, community, politics. As a matter of fact, I'm on with Quandra tonight. She's going to be the first person, I believe, to thoroughly interview me on this book, because a lot of Black people don't read. A lot of white people don't read. But Quandra says she read it. And so I'm looking forward to this interview tonight. Tomorrow night at 7. That's tonight at 7. I'm going to get interviewed. Tables turn. Tomorrow night, we're going to talk some politics at 7 o'clock. Richard Deshae Elliott, Martin Mitchell, Donnie Glover, and whoever's bold enough to come under the guillotine. Okay, have a great day, world. Good morning.